Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again, October the 28th, and we're here to look at the books that have been released this week, being published this week, and we do it genre by genre. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. I will have them tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 2.5 hours. I do them 3 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Yes, we will have it on Thursday, Halloween. Just a regular uh, sprint kind of stuff. So nothing special. All right, let's jump into cozies. This one comes out in ebook on Friday. I have read it because it came out in physical last Friday. I do love this series. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a Regency set historical mystery. They're not long. This one is A Gentleman Under the Mistletoe by Grace Burrows, 7th in the Lord Julian Mysteries. Lord Julian Caldecott is standing in for his ducal brother as manager of Yuletide merriment at the family seat. Alas for his lordship, nothing is going as planned. Cranky relatives arrive uninvited. Family squabbles ensue, and Julian's annual case of the Blue Devils is worsening by the day. Julian decides to combat the mayhem and melancholia by anonymously spreading good cheer. He arranges a series of discreet gifts for the village church, for his nephew, for Caldecott Hall's retired housekeeper, and others. But every time he attempts to play Secret Father Christmas, an unknown benefactor upstages him with gifts of equal generosity. Who is Julian's competitor for top elf honors, and why are they determined to make this Julian's worst Christmas ever? Julian vows to find out. And that was the book I was talking about. Good morning, Lee. Hello. Good morning. I'm going to work late so I can be here. Awesome. Kim says Tiffany's channel tonight. All right. And thank you for the information. Kim also says good morning and hello, hello, hello. All right. Olivia Blackie has a new series, Black, first in the Supernatural series called A New Lease on Death. Ruby Young's new Boston apartment comes with all the usual perks: windows facing the brick wall of the next door building, heat that barely works, a malfunctioning buzzer, noisy neighbors, a dead body on the sidewalk outside, and, of course, a ghost. Since Cordelia Graves died in her apartment a few months ago, she's kept up her residency despite being bored out of her non-tangible skull and frustrated by her new roommate. When her across-the-hall neighbor Jake McIntyre is shot and killed in an apparent mugging gone wrong outside their building, Cordelia is convinced there's more to it and is determined to bring his killer to justice. Unfortunately, Cordelia, being dead herself, can't solve the mystery alone. She has to enlist the help of the obnoxiously perky living tenant of her apartment. Ruby is 20, annoying, and has never met a houseplant she couldn't kill. But she also can do everything Cordelia can't, from interviewing suspects to researching Jake on the library computers that go up in a puff of smoke if Cordelia gets too close. As the roommates form an unlikely friendship and get closer to the truth about Jake's death, they also start to uncover other dangerous secrets. Jump in on a new series. Been awake since 5 something, napping later. Oh, I wish I could. Yes, I've been up since 5. Actually, quarter to 5. Woken up by the bladder alarm. Autumns, Awnings, and Arson. Tanya Koppas has a new one. 38th in series. As autumn leaves fall and the smell of campfire drifts through the air, Mae West is ready to cozy up to the Daniel Boone Festival, the highlight of normal Kentucky. But when a fire at the frontier village turns into a blazing whodunit, Mae's relaxing plans go up in smoke. Dr. Everett Hamilton, a celebrated historian, is found toastier than a s'more at the annual festival. Worse yet, the flames were no accident. Dr. Hamilton was as dead as a doornail before the fire even started. When another body drops hotter than a cast iron skillet, May realizes there's more to this festival than meets the eye. With her trusty sidekicks Dottie, Queenie, Betts, and Abby, the Laundry Club ladies, by her side, May trades in her festival fun for some down-home sleuthing. From suspicious historians to smoldering affairs, the suspects are as thick as campfire smoke, and it's going to take more than May's southern charm to put out this fire. Can May catch the culprit before the whole festival goes up in flames, or will this mystery be her final campground cookout? And that's a very pretty cover. Are ya? Oh, that's good to hear. Pretty Little Princesses, a Maiden Harlo mystery. Third in that series by Camille Sharp. What was supposed to be a fun trip down memory lane becomes a deadly game of cat and mouse as Maiden and her friends gather for her. Did her parents not like her? Gather for her high school reunion. They are quickly reminded of the bittersweet memories of their teenage years. But when one of Maiden's old bullies is found murdered, everything takes a sinister turn. Captain McAllister is on the case, but things become personal when he arrests Maiden's best friend for the murder. As the body count rises, Maiden and McAllister must work together to stop a serial killer and uncover dirty secrets that have been buried for a decade. But as they get closer to the truth, Maiden finds herself on the killer's hit list and must fight to stay alive. As the attraction between Maiden and McAllister intensifies, the danger and suspense only grows. Will they be able to catch the killer before it's too late? Find out in this thrilling blah blah blah. End of row one. Row two. A Drizzle of Danger. Second in the Cafe Crimes Cozy Mystery Series by Simone Steyer. All Parker Hayes wanted was a fresh start, serving up frothy lattes and decadent desserts at her charming new cafe, Catchy Latte. But just as she's perfecting her caramel drizzle, her grand opening takes a bitter turn when a face from her past turns up dead right behind the cafe. Suddenly, Parker's at the center of town gossip and the prime suspect. Dodging murder accusations was definitely not part of her business plan. Then an ominous text turns everything upside down, and the clues start pointing to one of Magnolia Grove's most upstanding citizens. With a sheriff out to get her, colorful locals keeping her on her toes, and clues that lead everywhere but make no sense, Parker will need more than a strong cup of coffee to clear her name. Can she solve the case before this drizzle of danger spoils her shot at a fresh start? Agony in Amethyst by A.M. Stewart. Fifth in the Harriet Gordon Mysteries. Harriet Gordon, newly settled in her new role as a teacher at a girls' school in Singapore, faces uncertainty in her budding relationship with Robert Curran, who has just returned from months in Kuala Lumpur. Curran's expected promotion turns sour when the position is given to an old adversary from his Scotland Yard days. The arrival of the Colonial Foreign Secretary, Sir Henry Cunningham, revives memories of one of Curran's unresolved cases. The death of a schoolgirl at a lavish ball hosted by the governor in honor of the visitor brings Curran into direct conflict with his new superior officer. When he confides his suspicions to Harriet, she inadvertently betrays his trust, threatening his already shaky career. With the relationship on the brink of irreparable damage, a second death changes the course of the investigation. Can Harriet and Curran bring justice to a grieving family and emerge from this ordeal with their connection intact? Out on a Limb by Allison Thorpe, second in the Family Tree Mysteries. Researching one's family tree should be easy for a genealogist, right? As Elle Turner delves into her past, however, she discovers dark tangles of identity even she never imagined. If she's not Elle Turner, who is she? When a man calling himself her uncle suddenly appears in town and is later found dead, Elle becomes the prime suspect. Trying to clear her name and uncover her true self are not easy endeavors. And if those issues aren't enough to clutter her mind, someone attempts to kidnap her parrot. Newly appointed Chief of Police Alan Poe is monopolizing her daydreams. A rumor of hot diamonds points her way, and a scruffy dog decides to adopt her. Is there a happy ending here? It's cozy. Of course there is. Murder of a Suffragette by Marty Wingate, 4th in the London Ladies' Murder Club. Belbridge Hall, England. Mabel Canning is thrilled uh, to be organizing a suffragette conference, but when all the women are settled in the sprawling country mansion, she barely has time for a sip of gin before chaos ensues. Leading suffragette Annie Harkin has been found murdered in her bed, clutching a white feather in her outstretched hand. As the guests clamor for justice for Annie, young police officers Ned and Ted arrive in time to trip over the banners and be roundly ignored. And with a killer on the loose, the suffragettes swiftly vote for Mabel and her pals to take control. When it comes to solving mysteries, there's nobody equal to the London Ladies' Murder Club. End of that row. Row 2. Row 3. The Halloween Mystery Spell by Morgana Best, 21st in the Kitchen Witch series. Every Halloween, Marina Mercer came to Bayberry Creek to demand her yearly Halloween spell from a reluctant Amelia. But this time around, something felt off. As the hands of the antique grandfather clock ticked away and Marina was nowhere to be seen, a sense of unease settled over Amelia. And that's it. Okay. The Vanished Visitor by Danielle Collins and Millie Briggs. 5th in the Pearl Sands Beach Resort Cozy Mysteries. Nothing shakes up the holidays like a good mystery, unless you're the victim, of course. It's Christmas time at the Pearl Sands, but Charlie is finding it difficult to face the challenging feelings of the holiday season in her new home. When an eccentric and wealthy woman seeks out her investigating skills, she jumps at the chance to leave the emotional holiday behind and heads to an exclusive holiday party. Can Charlie uncover which guests have sinister intentions and which guests are simply there for a good time? Yes, go up to each guest and go, "What are your intentions?" The Catwalk by Dolores Hitchens. Dawnwyn Shore's rather quirky aunt left a complex set of instructions upon her death. Her 5 inheritors each received a letter and were required to wait 5 years to present it and claim their share of the bequest. But one of the cousins is refusing to participate, and on top of that, Dawnwyn is convinced the family's ancient ancestral home is haunted. For help sorting out the legalities of the will, she turns to Miss Rachel Murdoch, who, as usual, gets more involved than expected and finds herself breaking and entering, not to mention investigating a murder. Crafty Cat by Molly Hunt, 11th in the Crazy Cat Lady Mysteries. Lindley Cannon has a new hobby, making cat-themed quilt donations for the Shadow Cat Rescue Auction. The small quilting guild is run by 3 generations of women and 2 cats. But when the elder of the family is murdered, Lindley's job shifts from crafting to sleuthing. Who would want to kill such a dear old thing? The police think they know, but they don't have all the facts. As secrets come out and a romance is uncovered, the quilting project begins to fall to pieces. Lindley jumps in to help the family navigate the justice system, but when a neighbor is found dead and another of the quilt shop's owners missing, even Lindley is at a loss. It takes a couple of crafty cats to get to the bottom of this stranger-than-fiction crime. End of that row. Masquerade Murder at the Castle, fourth in the Kitty McCrae Cozy Mysteries by Avery Kent. Excuse me. As the glittering evening unfolds, Castle blah blah blah. Let's try up here. Chaos descends on peaceful Frobisher Castle when it hosts a glamorous masked ball for the American billionaire tycoon Warren Willington. As the glittering evening unfolds, Castle employee Kitty McCrae finds herself swept into a dance with a mysterious masked partner. Just as a romantic moment develops despicable, Warren Willington is found murdered, and her dance partner disappears into the night. Amidst quirky locals, dramatic American guests, and the grandeur of the castle, Kitty teams up with reluctant Inspector Haddock and her beloved cat Mittens to sift through a tangle of secrets, hidden motives, and deceptive friendships. Was a blue and gold mask with a blue and gold mask as the only clue and a storm brewing, the stakes rise. Everyone is a suspect, including Warren's daughter and her seemingly perfect fiance. Can Kitty uncover the lies, unmask the killer, and discover her mystery man before there's another victim? Or will the truth be disguised forever? Look, you know his height, you probably know his voice, you see how he's dressed, and we all know it's Inspector Haddock. Just saying. You're in a cozy. This is how it works. And we're not jaded at all. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing? Back in Black by Julie Mulhern. When Ellison's friend Kay Morrison visits Kansas City from New York, there are certain women who turn green with envy. After all, Kay works in the fashion industry. She actually attended the Battle of Versailles, and her clothes are to die for. But Ellison is happy to host a luncheon for her oh-so-chic friend. Too bad murder crashes the party. Ellison is immediately drawn into two investigations. One, the murder. Second, a cruel theft. With friends as suspects and two funerals to plan, Ellison's mood is black. And if she's not careful, the next funeral she attends may be her own. But she wouldn't have to plan it. See? Silver linings. Murder in Whispering Pines by Diane Harmon, 11th in the Ozarks Cozy Mystery Series. Now that the man who has been trying to murder Della and the one responsible for murdering her husband has been arrested, Della is ready to put the past behind her and start anew. But when a young woman from nearby Whispering Pines shows up at her antique shop, desperate for help, Della is pulled into a complex web of lies, danger, and mystery. Sam Sequoia's brother has vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a locked car and a dropped phone in a dark alley. As Della digs deeper into Joe Sequoia's disappearance, she uncovers unsettling connections between his case and another missing person in Whispering Pines. With the town's quiet charm masking sinister secrets, Della finds herself navigating dangerous waters, uncovering truths that someone is willing to kill to keep hidden. Along the way, she faces her own inner demons, from her unresolved feelings for FBI agent Bryce Summers to the painful memories of her late husband's tragic death. Island of Death by Tyler Rhodes, 10th in the Max's Campervan case files. Ex-chef Mac's effort, a van-dwelling culinary connoisseur, and his trusty sidekick, Anxious the Jack Russell Terrier, are on Cornish adventure. Their plan? A leisurely row, sunshine, and a bit of coastal charm. But when they become stranded on a tiny island, their idyllic getaway takes a decidedly sinister turn. Once again, Max finds himself thrust into the middle of a murder mystery when an islander is found dead. Pining for men waiting for him on the mainland but unable to escape, Max sets out to solve the crime, but the island and its inhabitants prove to be more challenging than any kitchen nightmare. As Max races against time to escape the killer and secretive residents, he discovers that even the most picturesque coastal town can harbor a dark side. Will he make it off the island alive, or will his new role in life as an amateur detective lead him to a grisly end? Contains a stunning one-pot recipe at the end, perfect for those on the road or anyone who wants a great meal without all the washing up. End of that row. Finished my book of Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King yesterday. You are welcome. I hope you like the book. Sleuths on the Rocks by Sonia Perrin, third in the Lucinda and Thea Investigate series. Doors are being closed in their faces, and society is snubbing them. Lucinda and Thea are experiencing the most baffling difficulties, and all efforts to rectify the mounting problems they encounter meet with dismal failure, leaving them no choice but to think someone has targeted them with the intention of putting them out of business. Determined to survive the onslaught of malicious gossip that threatens to ruin their lives and livelihood, they set out to discover who is behind the persistent sabotaging. In the process, they become the prime suspects in a murder investigation and must untangle themselves with the help of Huntley Clark, who has acquired a taste for sleuthing. However, it seems not even his growing influence can save them, especially when they discover the secrets they have unknowingly been hiding. It really is too late for the society sleuths. Wow, how's that for timing? All right. That is all we have time for this morning. We will look at them throughout the week, but mostly probably on the Friday. Tomorrow we'll be looking at mysteries and thrillers. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Sounds like they're on Tiffany's channel tonight, but I will have them tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Lena says my mom is going to order my Taco Bell tomorrow for lunch, and then after that I'm going to do my rowing when I get home from the program today after team, so I will do my rowing this afternoon. That sounds like a very good plan. I will see you tomorrow, Lena. You have a good Monday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. You too, Lee. I appreciate you stopping in. And have a good day to you, Elena. All righty. Well, hope you guys have a good Monday. And get some good ideas here, maybe. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.